Okay, thank you very much. We'd just ask everybody to find a seat and perhaps hold off your conversations for a little while. We'll get this meeting started. My name is Serge Radovcic. I work for the RIPE NCC, and I'd like to welcome you to ENOG 12. Thank you very much for coming. Give yourselves a round of applause for this fantastic meeting. Thank you. It's great for us to be back in Yerevan. The RIPE NCC held a regional meeting here last year, and there was a great turnout. I think around 120 people showed up and around 100 Armenian participants. However, this year we've come back again with ENOG, and you guys have doubled that. We have over 285 registered attendees, more than 200 Armenians, and I think that's fantastic. I think it's great to see that there's now some momentum in the community. I think it's fantastic to see that there is an Internet Governance Forum happening on Wednesday, the second one. So there really is some momentum, and we'd like to do everything we can to help support that momentum, and we appreciate you guys coming here to help us. The RIPE NCC is based in Amsterdam. We have a very large service region of over 76 countries. When we organize these meetings in different countries, it's very important that we have some local help. And this year around, and I will talk about them a little bit more, ARMIX, the Armenian Internet Exchange, has been gracious enough to help us out with logistics and some efforts in getting this meeting happening. So I'd really like to thank ARMIX, and I will be introducing someone from them quite soon. The RIPE NCC and the host does cover quite a bit of the costs of these meetings. You've probably noticed there is no registration fee for these meetings. We do invite everyone to come because we want to lower the barrier. We want everyone to be able to join us. We can't do it on our own, and it's fantastic to see some local support in the form of sponsors. And this time around, we've had some great sponsors who really contributed to help us make this such a great event. So I'd like to spend a couple of minutes just telling you who they are, because I think they deserve some appreciation. Our platinum sponsor and the connectivity sponsor is UCOM. Perhaps we have some representatives at UCOM in the room. Could you just stand up so that we know who you are? Here we are, there's at least one. Thank you very much, UCOM. Fantastic effort. Thank you. Our platinum sponsor, UCOM. We have a couple of gold sponsors, one long-term sponsor who's always helping us out with these events, and that's ISOC, and another gold sponsor is ARPANET. So again, thank you very much for your efforts. It doesn't stop there. The Armenian ISOC chapter has also put their hands into the wallets and helped us out. Perhaps the Armenian representatives, ISOC chapter representatives can stand up. Here you go. Thank you very much. Again, it's much appreciated. And finally, so that we don't have to bring too many staff over here, we need a bit of help with registration and a bit of other help. And you probably saw the people helping out at the registration desk. They were all supported by the Union of Information Technology Enterprises. So again, lovely to see such support coming from this community to do something that is for this community. So again, really appreciate it. As I said, the NCC service region covers 76 countries. And we try and hold meetings in different areas. To be able to, we understand that not everyone can travel all over this service region. So quite a few years ago, the ideas came up to hold a Euro-Asia Network Operator Group forum, and that became known as ENOG. This is now number 12. It's great to see these efforts are really working, and we support all sorts of national and regional efforts throughout our service region. So I'd really like to thank the efforts that ENOG has done to pull this meeting together. So what are these ENOG meetings about? Well, you'll see some presentations. So we're here to share information, share best current practices. Some of that's going to come from people from Armenia. Some of that's going to come from people in the region. Some of that's going to come from people from other continents. And we've invited a few experts from around the world to come and share some information with you. We want to get discussion happening. We want to get debate happening if that's the case. You see that there's microphones there. If there's something you'd like to ask or dispute, please feel free to come to the microphone. State your name so we get a bit of an understanding of who you are and where you're from. So your name and company would be appreciated before you ask the question. Do ask it at the microphone, because We do have a webcast, and it's a big room, so we might not be able to hear everybody, so do that. Can I ask how many people were at the last regional meeting in Yerevan? How many of you were there? Yeah, is that all? Okay, so what about, have you been to an ENOG meeting before, anywhere? A few, okay, so we've got a few people that are used to this and a few people, and a lot of new faces. So do take advantage of the networking possibilities that we have here. There's coffee breaks, lunches, we've got some social events. Try and meet as many people as you can. Even within your own community in Armenia, I know it's sometimes very difficult to get this many operators in one room. So take advantage of that. Get networking and see if you can do some business as well. That's what these meetings are for, so take advantage of that. The RIPE NCC is one of the hosts. As I said, we do financially contribute to it, but we also put a lot of effort in building these meetings with the program committee. This time around, we've actually brought 15 staff members. Could I ask the RIPE NCC staff members to stand up? Take a look at these people. They're from different departments within the RIPE NCC. If you're a member or if you have questions about some of the things that the RIPE NCC is doing, our staff would be happy to talk to you. They'll be at the socials. We also have a services desk just outside if you have more information you'd like to gain from them. So please take advantage of the fact that they're here. Thank you. Please sit down. We also have our managing director did plan to be here now. Unfortunately, his flight was cancelled halfway, so he's stuck halfway between Amsterdam and here with a couple of other colleagues, I think another board member as well. So our managing director will be here tonight or at the latest tomorrow morning, and he will be doing a presentation. That's Mr. Axel Palik. We have a couple of other people from the RIPE NCC and RIPE in the room. We have at least 3 board members in the room. Could I ask the board members to stand up? Janos Zasokos, Nigel Titley, our chairman, and Dmitry Berkov is in the room. So these are the RIPE NCC board members. Thank you for coming, gentlemen. And another distinguished guest is the RIPE chair. Where is he hiding? Here he is. Mr. Hans-Peter Holland is here. So again, thank you for taking the time to come and join us, Hans. Okay, so they're the main introductions. Just a quick last bit about the RIPE NCC. I know in Yerevan, and we will be doing a presentation later, we do have a service called the RIPE Atlas Measurement Services, and we have quite a few probes to hand out. If you're interested in knowing more about this, please talk to the ladies at the services desk or come and talk to one of our staff, and we'll help you out with that. Okay, as I said earlier, I think it's really fantastic to see the fact that the community is getting bigger, especially every time that we come here or ENOG comes here. I think it's great that there's another Internet Governance Forum, and I think it's fantastic that the ministry actually sees the importance of such events, and they've also come here to welcome you. So unfortunately, as our managing director got stuck in travel, that happens here in Armenia as well. So unfortunately, Mr. Vahan Matriosan couldn't make it. He will be here a little bit later. But just to give you a few words of welcome, I'd like to invite Mr. Gakik Tadavosyan. He's the Deputy Minister of Transport, Communication and Information Technology. So please welcome Mr. Tadavosyan. Thank you. Sorry.
Հարգելի գործընկերներ, տիկնայք եւ պարոնայք, Հայաստանի Հանրապետության վարչապետ պարոն Կարեն Կարապետյանի եւ Հայաստանի
Mr. Karan Karapetyan, and on behalf of the Minister of Communication and Transport, on behalf of Vahan Martirosyan, I'd like to welcome the participants of the ENOG Forum. The Republic of Armenia government attaches great importance to the representatives of telecommunication and organization of such an event. From this perspective, we welcome this regional conference of ENOG here in Yerevan, which will enable a specialist in the network through open communication to create joint approaches to network technologies. The conference is a useful platform for Russian Federation, Eastern European countries, Western countries, and for experts to come together and to exchange their experience. Internet, as one of the main means of communication, has important role in ensuring access to international markets, to international world, and e-government, e-education, e-purchasing, and development of, and it's a precondition for all the aforementioned. IT and telecommunication field in Armenia is one of the most fast developing fields, which stipulates and the development of other fields, and the development of the field enables to create competitive market, innovative solutions, and to bring the product to other markets with low costs and to keep communication with other countries. IT field in Armenia is developing rapidly with a number of indexes, not only being a leader in the region, but also not being behind the countries that have high indexes in this indicators in this field. I am full of hope that this kind of a conference in Armenia will be ongoing. Summing up my speech, let me once again welcome all the participants of this conference and wish fruitful work.
Спасибо, господин Тадевосян. Мне кажется, что очень приятно увидеть, что министерство оценивает.
Thank you. Okay, I'm going to move on. There's another gentleman I'd like to introduce to you. I talked about the fact that we've got a program here for you. We try and cover as many different topics as we can, from V6, IPv6 to security, talk about governance and other areas that we feel you as the attendee would be interested in hearing and talking about. Okay, there you go. Great, so the minister has just arrived, so I'll probably just introduce you to Mr. Vahan Matriosan.
I'm sorry for being late. Of course, on behalf of the ministry, and I heard that there was a message on behalf of the government and the ministry. Again, I want to welcome you all and wish fruitful work. I hope that for Armenia and for the IT field, it's an important event. And the ministry and the government will support an introduction of any new programs. Thank you very much for coming.
Большое спасибо. Мне кажется, что
as I was talking about the program, it is a lot of work to get these programs together, to think about which presentations are going to be helpful to the audience, and to do that we've got a program committee. I'll let the chair of the program committee, Mr. Sergey Mesyadov, talk a little bit more about that. So Sergey, could I please welcome you? Please give Sergey a hand. Thank you.
Good afternoon, I'll speak Russian. On behalf of the committee board, I would like to welcome all the participants at our conference. This is the second this kind of a big event, RIPE NCC in Armenia, and the first ENOG in Armenia. The program committee makes programs and organizes conferences. This is a team of volunteers that are not directly connected, linked to the conference, and they work starts several months before the conference. About 15 people are involved in it. I would ask all my colleagues to stand up, please, my volunteers. Thank you very much. It's very nice to work with you. It's a great pleasure to work with you. I want to mention that this program isn't completely formulated, and we have the last opportunity to include a short group in our program. On the slide, I showed how it can be done. If you want to be heard in our auditorium, please go to our website, upload your presentation, and probably tomorrow you will have that opportunity to make a presentation. We plan to continue working on conferences. The next one is expected in May of 2016, probably in St. Petersburg. Please take note of these dates. Come to St. Petersburg. It's very important for us to receive response from the auditorium. If you have any ideas, if you want to say something, if you want to talk to any member of the program committee, please leave a feedback on our website, join our links, follow our links, join us in social networks, Twitter or Facebook. I would also like to mention that you can also take part distantly in our programs, and all the operators will watch our transmissions. Thank you all very much.
Спасибо, большое спасибо, Сергей.
Program, I even got a little bit flustered, or perhaps it's my age. I'm fighting the fact that I need glasses. But I wanted to save the best for last, and that is to allow our host, the Armenian Internet Exchange, to say a few words. It was very welcoming last night. I think it's fantastic when you have to come quite far from home to be welcomed so warmly by a host and also the Armenian people. So thank you very much for doing that. And I'd like to welcome Vahan Hovsepyan of Armenia. Thank you.
Welcome to Armenia, and I would like to welcome you not only to Armenia, but also to DG Week Armenia. With the support of our partners and sponsors, we have managed this year the series of ICT events in Armenia, and it is four events in 1 week, or even in 2 weeks, yeah? Okay, so first one that we have managed, it is organized by the Armenian Union of Information Technology Enterprises. It is Digitech Expo. Second one you are participating right now, it is ENOG, and as such mentioned, we have another great event on October 5. It is Armenian Internet Governance Forum. We have also the RIPE NCC trainings, BGP operations, and also BGP operations and security and RIPE databases to take place from 5th of October to the 7th, but I guess it is already closed. So we have a series of really top-notch international events in Armenia. How do we manage it? Actually, we have managed it through the partnership with a lot of companies, with the Union of Information Technology Enterprises, with Armenian ISOC, RIPE NCC itself is the organizer of ENOG, and also we have the partnership and support from the UCOM, ARPANET, and Internet Society. We have also been supported by the Young Programmers Union and also the Machan NCC site in Eshmiadzin. Well, a few words about the industry development organizations. We have actually already have a number of industry development organizations. Previously, when I came to this field, it was just the Union of Information Technology Enterprises. Now we have a UIT that is one of the largest ICT unions in Armenia. We have Armix Foundation that has been established by the main ICT players, internet providers, and also UIT and ISOC in Armenia. We have ISOC Armenia itself. We have the Union of Employers of ICT. We have the Enterprise Incubator Foundation that is implementing various projects in Armenia. We will mention it. And we have Newbie Young Programmers NGO that has implemented already several activities with the young specialists and students in Armenia. So about some industry development projects itself. We have very interesting projects implemented by the EIF. It is technology centers in Gyumri and Vanadzor. It is the second and third large cities in Armenia. We have a project of engineering city. It is already in a stage of implementation. It is in the suburb of Yerevan. I guess next year, if you have an opportunity to come to Armenia, you'll find a very interesting place there. We have Tuma Center for Creative Technologies. It is mainly the center for children, and it's really amazing one. You can visit it. It is in Yerevan. And last year, we have started the implementation of few innovative projects in the regions of Armenia, and one is supported by UCOM, it is in Kop. Another one is supported by ARPANET, it is in Eshmiadzin. You can, I guess some of you have had a chance to visit Eshmiadzin and this center, and I hope soon we can visit also the Kop center. So, also some data on ICT development in Armenia. I could mention that Armenia and Armenian we have actually one of the highest ranks in ripeness. We have 24 layers. It is not the thing that we have just one layer and this layer has 4 stars, for example, or 5 stars. No, we have 24 layers, and around half of them have 4-star, and it's really good for me and for us. We have 3 telecom operators in Armenia, and 2 of them have already 4G, and one of them has just announced, UCOM has just announced 4G plus availability in the country, and we have a very fast growth in this. We have our 2.2 million of internet users. It is data of 2015, and I guess it will be more now. And it is over 70% of the population of Armenia, so the internet coverage is also good. One of things that we're very much proud of, it is the development of the growth rate of ICT sector. We have over 21% of growth in software and device and services sectors. It's amazing, and I would like just to say thank you to the Deputy Minister of is it economy now? Yeah, okay. The person who was helping us in this sector, Mr. Tarasyan, that actually we have changed the names of the ministers. Previously it was the Minister of Economy. Thank you. What state regulation and development do we have? As you know, we have a new government, new Prime Minister, and there are very interesting developments there. We have also a transition of stewardship, not only ICANN, but also we. And we are going to have one central body for all the governmental programs. It is the Minister of Transport, Communication and Information Technologies. But we also have the multi-stakeholder approach, and we have 2 main bodies that serve us as such platforms. It is Information Technologies Development Support Council, and we will try to understand how it will work in future. And Internet Governance Council that is working, that was formed with the support of and with the involvement of Ministry of Transport and Communication, and it is one of the main organizers of IGF Armenia. A few words about Armix itself. So Armix has been founded by the number of leading internet operators in Armenia, so initiated and founded by the UIT and ISOC. We have currently 100 megabit, 1 gigabit, 10 gigabit, and also now have also 40 gigabit availability for our providers that want to connect us. We have we have placed a Google Global Cache and Akamai cluster at Armix, and this made us much more valuable and attractive for our partners. We're organizing also telecom sector-oriented events and management in Armenia and abroad. For example, we helped with RIPE NCC regional meeting in 2015. We have arranged IXP training in 2014. We're participating as a host at ENOG 12, And we have arranged the delegations of Armenian telecom companies to CBIT, ENOG, EuroIX, ENOG 11, etc. So many. We are also lobbying industry interests, interest of telecom sector itself. And now we have 13 organizations that have already joined our mix, and we have reached around 10 gig of traffic. And our upcoming is DNS node, Cloudflare, CDN, and new connected parties. What we do with our partners and supporters. Actually, it is they donate us an equipment. They provide us the support for the service provision with event management, and I can mention ISOC Armenia, Ucom, Vivacell, Rostelecom, RPNet, WebAM, web company that is also implementing the technical supervision of our mix. Here at Yerevan, CC EuroIX, I know you see many familiar faces here at E6 PCH. We have just get the really good equipment from PCH as a support. We have got our first equipment from ARM6 with the support of internet sites. So we're grateful to all of them and to all of you that are with us and will be with us. So I call you just to come to Armenia again and enjoy at this time ENOG and Armenian IGF. Thank you.
Thank you again, Bahan. Okay, so that brings us to the end of the introductions. I'm going to get off the stage now and hand it over to one of our PC members who's going to chair you through the rest of this session, and that's Dmitry Morozovsky. So, Dmitry, I'll hand it over to you. Thank you very much.